Hey everybody, Jeffrey Whitlock here with XL Boats. It's time for our Thursday Q&A. Welcome. We're glad you're here with us today. We've got, of course, our master Dave Reynolds here, who knows everything about XL Boats, or at least he claims he does.
Or at least I think it.
And if he doesn't know, you won't know. So great. Thank you so much for being with us. Like I said, and Dave, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk with us today. We're going to kind of stall here for a little bit right at the beginning as people kind of start to join on with us so we can get some questions answered. We missed last week, so we've got a lot of questions probably coming. So we're going to try and get to every question today. So Dave, while we're waiting to get everybody on, tell us what's been happening this week. How's your hunts been going? What's new this week?
Okay, well, this week, actually last week, we had the crew from the grind come out. They drove out from South Dakota, 14-mile drive.
Yeah.
We're sponsoring the grind Waterfowl TV this year, or for next season. And they wanted to film a segment in Utah. Obviously there's a little pressure to get them into the birds. We had weather change last week.
Right.
We got cold, we got ice, we lost a lot of birds, but it worked out well. I had two fantastic hunts, one in the Great Salt Lake, another in a local marsh,
right.
And we got some great footage, beautiful weather, sunny days. They were happy, we were happy. They were able to perhaps get together two shows. So
Very cool.
Hunt went well,
That's awesome.
and they're back back in South Dakota now, looking for some other hunts. So yeah, we're excited about our partnership with the grind.
Yeah.
Dakota Decoys, Lucky Duck, and Sika as well.
Yeah. Do we have any kind of dates or something that we can kind of look forward to seeing some of that?
Probably July is when they start airing the new season. So it'll probably be July next year, shortly after 4th of July.
Very cool. So everybody keep your eyes open for that. That's gonna be excellent.
Yes.
And as we get some of that footage back, we might tease some of that as we see it, if they'll let us. So keep an eye out. All right, so let's get started. Let's jump into some of these questions. I'm going to start out with this one here. This is our first question, and it's from Cody, and he says, "Do you have any idea about our apparel that's coming up, and will we have it on the store, and what kind of apparel will we have?"
What apparel? We don't have any whatsoever. Actually, we're working on our online store. As we speak, we made a few tweaks today, and it should be up and running. What, Jeff? I mean, you're
yes, I can actually answer some of that because I actually do work on that. We should have that up probably in 2 weeks or so. That should really be up. I don't want to overpromise, but it's really close. Right now, we're going to have this hat that you see on there. Will be there. We've got some Sika gear that's going to go on right at the beginning, and that's it will be kind of small when we start, but. Coming out, we might have these jackets. We're trying to get some of these jackets on that you see me wearing. We really like these. And then, we've got the t-shirt as well.
Yeah, we'll have XL t-shirts, and Jeff was referring to the Sika gear. They're Sika hats.
Yeah, Sika hats.
And beanies in Optifade Marsh, Optifade Timber.
Yes.
With the XL logo.
Yeah, two different types of actual ball caps, and then that beanie is what we have from Sika, and they're really, really excellent. And you've probably seen those. We've given those away in the past, so... keep an eye out. We're working as hard as we can. We're going to get those up as soon as humanly possible because we want you to have gear, absolutely. Yeah. And then keep an eye on it because it's going to continue to grow. We'll start out kind of small with just a few items and then just build it from there.
Yeah, we'll look at hoodies eventually and
exactly.
A full line of XL apparel.
Exactly. I'm just jumping on my phone right now so I can watch your comments as they come in and answer those as well, and then our cameraman as well might jump in and throw out some questions if we need. Okay, so let's move on to our next question then. I've got a question for Justin. I have used a 2010 XL 1751 DB, and I just got it home and noticed that it appeared to have water in the bilge area for a while. I had it all the way raised in the front, so my question is, if it's saturated foam, how do I find out if it is? Is there a fix? Is there a safety concern?
Okay, Justin, I think we've conversed via email a half dozen times or so this week. So, but yeah, the 2010, actually I think it was a 1760 Viper duck boat. You need to get the bow of that boat as high as possible, allow water to drain. As I mentioned in the last Facebook Live, we use the highest density foam possible in our boats. High density foam, it's unlikely the entire foam saturated. There could be areas, small areas of foam that might be saturated, for example, under a seat base. So you need to raise the boat, get the water out. The only way you could really determine whether the foam is saturated or not is weigh the boat. You could take it to a local dump and weigh it, a truck scale or a feed store where you could weigh the truck. That's the only way to determine whether it has taken on weight or not. All of the F4s now, the newer models, all of them have channels under the floor, so this is not an issue. The channel under the floor diverts water to the rear bilge area. Is there a safety concern? No. Our boats meet or exceed Coast Guard standards. They have adequate foam in other areas of the boat, so there is no safety concern.
Excellent, thank you. Great. One of our pro staffers is actually watching. Chad Waugh just said hi.
Hi, Chad.
So, hi, Chad. Thank you for watching. You're the man. Those of you who don't know Chad, he is excellent. You can go onto the XL Boats owners page, and they put up tons of great pictures and lots of fun stuff. So jump over and check that out and follow Chad. He's really, really excellent. And
by the way, Chad's Catfish Pro is up on the market right now. Chad used it for several months.
It's a really
clean boat, and actually we have it up at a dealer in Michigan, Freeway Marine. So if you're looking for a screaming deal on a slightly used Catfish Pro 24-foot.
One could even say award-winning.
That's true.
He did. He won several competitions with that.
So bring you good luck.
Yeah, it will bring you good luck. Exactly. Excellent. Okay. So let's go on. I've got a question from Todd. I own an F4, love the boat. When I purchased this boat, there was 2 batteries installed with a 2-bank charging system, 1 battery for starting and 1 for bilge and lights. What would happen if I were to just run 1 battery to free up 80 to 100 watts or something?
Yeah, there shouldn't be a problem with that. Majority of our customers run 1 battery. The lights are LED lights, so they don't take much voltage. And as far as the bilge area, you're running that periodically. You're not running it constantly, so I don't see any issues with just running 1 battery.
Excellent. Very good. Okay, I've got a question here from Bob Dreyer. I haven't looked yet, but I was curious if you make rod holders for your track system you use for your grab bars, etc.
Good question. Actually, we have a designer working on a line of accessories for a T-rail system. We're making some changes to the gunnel track system. You'll like it, and we're going to come out with a pretty extensive line of accessories. So I check back in a couple months. We'll have something.
Yeah, absolutely. So that will be a part of the store that we talked about right at the beginning. That's where those will go. When that store launches, there will be links all over Facebook, all over our website. It will be really easy to find. You'll be able to go in and shop just like a regular store, find that apparel and all of these accessories that we're building. Some of them are really amazing so far. We're really excited to have some really talented designers creating this stuff. So it's great. All right, so let's continue on. I've got a question from Andy. What's going on with the dealer page, and will it be fixed?
Yeah, we've had some issues with our current dealer page, and actually we're in the process of getting up and running a new dealer search page, much more user-friendly. I think we're pretty close to getting that live, probably next week. So try it again next week. I apologize for the inconvenience. We've had some quirks with our existing dealer search page, and
Yeah, we always try to keep those things updated and working, and this one has just been kind of a little bit of a challenge as we move forward with this really great new system that we're implementing. It's going to be really interactive and really great. You're going to find some great features on this.
And as usual, you can always call me too if you have questions about the nearest dealer or what kind of inventory they may have. I could check our records and see what we shipped them recently. So I don't mind answering your questions. You can give me a call.
Very good. Excellent. And Bob wrote back and said, awesome, thank you to hear that. And Bob, for that question, I'm actually going to send you this one right here. This is one of our, we've got a little sweatshirt right here that we've made. It's got the XL logo on it. Bob, that one's for you. I'm going to send that to you for that question. I appreciate you following along with us today and participating. So I'm going to send that. So send me an instant message on Facebook with your address, and I'll get that sent off to you.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Absolutely. I guess we really should. Because it pretty much is our Christmas week here. Yes. So yeah, we need to say that lots. So everybody's still out there. We're still taking questions. We're going to take a few more here. So if you've got your questions, get those in as soon as possible, and we'll try and get all of those answered for you, okay? All right, moving on. I've got a question from Chris. He says, I just bought a 2016 Stalker VSC 2072 from a private owner. If I put a transom ladder on the back, would it void my warranty out? The transom ladder requires me to screw in the plate of the transom. Do you guys sell flotation pods for these boats? So it seems like we've had we had a couple of these questions a couple of weeks ago about warranty and things like that. So let's talk about that a little bit.
A ladder should not void your warranty. However, I would still suggest calling the Excel plant, 870-269-9000, and just to confirm, the method you're going to install that ladder. They might have some advice on installing it. That would be my suggestion, but it should not void the warranty, but I would double check with the plant. We do not offer flotation pods. On our boats, for example, the Viper F4, the shallow water F4, the rear step deck is integrated into the hull. So at the time, we do not offer rear pods for the boats. That's an add-on option. So
what's the best course of action in knowing where you stand with your warranty? What is warranty? What isn't? What's the steps that somebody should take if they have a question about a warranty?
Call me.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Give Dave a call. That's going to be your best bet every time. He's here, so just give him a call and he'll be able to answer any of those questions for you when you need them. Because I know it's a common question. And
call me or shoot me an email, dave@excelboats.net.
Yeah, excellent, very good. Okay, so I've got a question from Don. So I have a Bay Pro and I love it. The question I have is, if I come across an issue, what is the best way to get help? Do I call you guys or the dealership?
I'd suggest going through the local dealer. They can help you out. They know our boats well. All of our dealers have a service center. They're certified mechanics, so more than likely they can help you out. Just like with your Ford or Chevy truck, you go to the dealer, and we work closely with the dealers. If the dealers have some questions, we'll work with them, myself or the plant. So that would be the best course of action, and hopefully your local dealers is pretty close to it.
Excellent, thank you. I've got a question from Greg. He says, what's the weight on a 1756 F8? F86, I guess, is probably what he's...
Boy, I don't have all my specs right now.
See, you're supposed to know everything, Dave.
I don't know off the top of my head. 1760?
He wrote 1756.
Oh, 1750. Okay, it's probably 1754, more than likely. Shallow water F4. Shooting from the hip, I think that boat is probably about 700 pounds, around 700.
Okay, excellent. And Greg, if you want to type in, if you've got something more specific than kind of what that is, we can answer that for you as well, if you send that in. I've also got a question from Joshua. Is there a better fix for the 2172 gas filling issue? I installed the kit that the plant sent me, and it still takes over 30 minutes to put gas in my boat. Very frustrating. So any thoughts on that, where we're heading with that, or ideas to...
that question would probably best handled by the plant again. I would call the plant, ask for plant manager DJ, and he could walk through the method with you. There's a fix for it, but I think you'll have to get specific directions from DJ. A lot of these newer tanks have the EPA hardware and fixtures, and originally we've had some issues with the fuel fills. I'm not aware of any recently, but DJ at the plant, or Gary at the plant can help you out with that.
Great. Excellent, thank you. He also added, and also our dealers equipped to fix broken welds locally. Like if you had a weld problem, is that something a dealer would do, or does that need to go back to the plant?
Send me a photo of the compromised weld. My email address, dave@excelboats.net. I can see the extent of the damage, and we could determine from there what the best course of action is.
Great. Excellent. Cool. Okay, let's see. We've got a question from Melissa. My question is for Dave from last week. What is your favorite boat, and what kind of camo do you have?
Okay, well, being a big duck hunter, my favorite boat's shallow water F4.
Yeah.
The 1754 is ideal for my situation and the loads I take and the people. With the 44 EFI HDR, I mean, that's a badass package. It's a great boat, responsive, gets me in the areas I need to go. And obviously with the camo pattern and Optifade marsh, that blends in perfectly out here in the Utah marshes. It's a great looking pattern. So 1754 shallow water F4, Optifade marsh camo, and HDR 44 EFI. Can't be beat.
Can't be beat. I agree. I love that pattern too. That's one of my most favorite patterns that we've got. All right, a question from Lewis. Does the Seafoam Bay Pro come with white seats? Because I think it would look clean if it did, and I've only seen them with the gray seats.
Yes, they do. Actually, we call them putty. So it's a sort of an off-white cream, but we do offer, gray-black putty, and we also offer a cafe putty, which is a two-tone. It's more of a tan and putty, two-tone. So we do have some seat options, upholstery options on the Bay Pro, but the white seats would be putty seats.
Great. Excellent. And then, let's see. Okay, Joshua writes in one more time. Joshua, you're the man. Thank you so much for participating, and I'm actually going to send you, Joshua, this, I've got a duck call from Echo Calls. So I'm going to send that to you because you participated. You've asked us lots of questions. I really appreciate that.
Thanks,
so
Joshua.
Congratulations and Merry Christmas. Joshua asks one more. Any plans in the future for a side console with a padded hull? I would take a Bay Pro padded hull with a side console in a minute.
That's great. We'll put you down.
Yeah. Sold.
We'll need a deposit. Yes, we are working on some new models for 2018. We're expanding the line of pad hull boats, and without going into further detail, I think you'll like what we're coming up with. So I would, watch our website. You can check with me, but we are working on some new models incorporating the pad hull.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, we're gonna have some really cool stuff coming up.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. Okay. So Greg wrote in his question, and we talked about, he was the one that asked the weight of the 17 foot.
Okay, 1754 shallow
and maybe
water.
I'll have you read this, and maybe you can, he's trying to figure out some weights there. Is that Greg?
Yeah, the F86 will weigh more than the standard F4 because the F86 incorporates 0.125 5086 aluminum. So it's going to be roughly maybe 80 pounds more, 80, 90 pounds more than the standard 0.100 gauge. As far as being stuck in the mud, I mean, that happens. It's inevitable. But I think if you match the boat with a proper motor, you're going to be pushing a lot less, and you're able to run through the mud. I mean, it's going to happen. It happens regardless of motor. We do have a new boat that we brought out though this last fall, and it's the Pro Hull, and it's offered in a 1754, and that is a little lighter weight hull. You might want to look into that. It's an open floor plan, doesn't have quite the options or standard features of the standard F4, but it is certainly a little lighter weight. 1754 Pro Hull. Check that out.
Yeah, excellent. And what motor would you suggest for a boat that way? He's got a big boat, doesn't want to get stuck. What's the motor that's
it depends on the load. The HDR 37 EFI is a fantastic motor, very responsive, and I think that'll handle most situations, especially with the lighter load. But if you're putting a lot of hunters and gear and dog, I'd recommend the 44 EFI HDR.
Got So we're having a couple of questions with weight. So let's start with this. If you're wondering what the weight of your boat is there a place that they can go on our website, or is there, like, what's their best way to really find that weight if you did have a question?
Okay, that'd be our website. We list all the weights and all the specs on our website. They're all up to date.
Great. So they're all up to date. That's www.xl-marine.com. That's where you're going to go. You'll be able to find them by model and get your weights there. All those specs are up to date. So if you have a question, you can definitely go there as well. Chad Waugh wrote in. He's looking forward to 2018. He's excited. We are too.
Yeah,
Chad.
maybe we got some new boat. You have one in particular you're gonna love, so we'll keep you posted.
Keep you posted. That's excellent. Casey Barr writes, how fast will a Pro Hull 1754 go with a 44 EFI?
Yeah, with a light load, you're looking at about a 30-mile-an-hour boat. With a loaded down, maybe mid to low 20s, but it's not. I don't think it would be unreasonable to get slightly over 30 miles an hour with a light load.
Very good. Okay, let's see. I think I've got one more here. Foul Talker from Instagram. Oh, this is from Instagram. What size boat is the F4 with a mid-height front deck? Can you still get a gun box and built-in fuel tank with it?
Okay, I think the boat you're referring to is the new Pro Hull. That is our shallow water boat available with a low front deck option. And that boat is available in a 1754 and 1854. Obviously, with the low front deck, there's no room for a fuel tank under the deck, so you'd have to go with a small portable. That boat's available with a low front deck or a high front deck. And yes, you could order a gun box. We could put a gun box in that boat. Again, it's more of an open floor plan. It doesn't have quite the storage of the shallow water F4, but you can get a gun box, you can get a seat box. You have an optional Orca seat cooler, or Orca cooler seat, and you could get the built-in fuel tank, chrome motor kit. Many of the options of the standard F4.
Great. A question from Travis. Best engine for the 16-foot F4 shallow water?
37 EFI. I think you can't go wrong with that. If you're running lighter loads, you're going by yourself. Even the 25 EFI would push the 1651. But I would go with the 37 EFI. You're never going to regret getting a little bigger motor, but a couple years down the road, you may be kicking yourself for not spending a little more money and getting a bigger motor. With these mud motors, shallow water boats, there's no such thing as having too much horsepower. So it depends on your budget, but if your budget allows, I'd go with the 37 EFI.
Yeah, very good. Okay, I think that's it. We'll kind of chill here for just a second. If you've got any last questions, now's the time. You've got one last chance to throw those out. But we were really excited. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Thank you, Dave, for taking time. And it looks like I did have another one come in. Excellent. What's the difference between the F4 SW and the F4 SW Pro Hull?
Okay, I just went over that a few minutes ago. The F4, the Pro Hull is an open floor plan, whereas the standard F4 has the standard gun box, has the rear storage boxes, has storage under the driver's side. The Pro Hull is just an open floor plan, no storage. However, there is an optional gun box that you can install in the Pro Hull. Pro Hull, consequently, since it's an open floor plan, it is a lighter boat. That's primarily the difference. The Pro Hull is just more of a no-frills shallow water boat. The F4 is more tricked out, even with the standard features of the F4. So if you're looking to maybe get a little lighter boat, perhaps a little less expensive boat, the Pro Hull would be the boat to suggest. And that's available in the 1754 and 1854.
Great. Excellent. All right, we're going to wrap up then. Thank you again, everybody, for participating, joining us today. Tune in next week, this same time, Thursday at about 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time for our next Thursday Q&A. Thank you very much again, Dave.
All right, you're welcome.
Have a great day, everybody. Merry
Thanks for your
Christmas.
questions.